Facebook. It'll pop up here.
What do we get the comments?
What I'm thinking should happen is when it does go live, it'll show your feed here, and this side it'll show everything.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Use stream feed. So.
Should I go poll?
I mean, you don't have to.
Try it.
Well, I think that'll probably show up in like the live feed and all that.
Yeah, that's fine. Where's my phone?
Okay, so it looks like that should happen. So once it goes live, it'll
Okay, let's me get my phone there.
Okay.
In case I see where my phone is then? This one hasn't popped up yet. Oh, there I am. Okay. Okay, 2:45. Can you shut the door? Okay. So will Facebook pop up, do you think?
Well, you have to have the browser open, Dad. You have to be in the live producer panel. And then once it goes to 7, I guess the page should change.
Does this make a difference, Brent? Which ad?
No, that's for something else that you would promote this.
Okay. Okay, it says 7 o'clock.
Scroll. Oh, there we go. Okay, scroll to the top of the page.
Okay, well, hello everybody. How are you doing? We're on the air here. Glad to see that we got a chance to talk some football. It is just around the corner, so my comment sheet is to the left here, probably to your right. So by all means, fill it up. First thing I want to do is welcome you to this opportunity to talk football. Then I also want you to send me where you're watching from. First of all, tell me what that's all about. Are we stuck here? All right, just tell me where you're watching from, what you're thinking of, just some thoughts on the game, the team, and the season. First of all, I just got to say how exciting it is just to be back. Obviously, we're going to be trying to, oh boy, reconnect it.
Yeah, Dad, it's updating. It's fine. Here, just hit got it. Scroll back up to the top.
There we are. We got all our minor technical issues. I have my technical director, i.e., 24-year-old son, sitting beside me getting all of these details done. So by all means, send me a note, drop me a line. I want to know where you're listening, just your thoughts on things. I got a few topics for you. But as I said, just great to be back talking. The CFL is in business. The CFL begins on Thursday. The Stampeders begin on Saturday. Just a very exciting time. Just a really exciting opportunity to get the season going. And I can't wait for it to go. It's been too long. I don't want to get into what could have happened if they didn't play. They are playing, so let's just get ready for the season to begin. First of all, did you see TSN's Top 50? They just came out with that. TSN's Top 50 revealed the 50 best players. Bo Levi Mitchell was in at number 2. I guess I can't say I'm really shocked there. He missed a little bit of last year, and Speedy Banks won. Good evening. Speedy Banks won the MOP award, but, this could easily change partway through the year, and I'm not surprised that it's 1 and 2, those two guys, and Jefferson third as well, so Winnipeg. So those strike me as pretty obvious. So let me know if you were watching that and what you thought of it. I didn't have any problem with it. Only one that I found way out of whack was Cody Fajardo at 7. He's okay, but, 7, I don't think so. There's only 6 players in the league better than him. Can't say I agree with that. But you know what? That's what it's here for, to debate and discuss. So let's get to it. A few things. Top 50. CFL, TSN, they put one out there. I also want you to give me some thoughts on the team. Do you have any questions about what the team's done? Some, possible roster decisions that were made, or in some cases weren't made, if you've got anything like that. Tell me what your thought is on the win total for this team. the win total. Remember, it's a 14-game season, so you have to scale things back a little bit. But it's a 14-game season. So let me know what you think there, okay? And I look forward to seeing all of your messages. Are those messages starting to roll in? Let's wait and see. So I'll give you a moment to get those questions in and comments, and then we'll get her rolling here. Does that, those roll in?
It should auto-update.
Okay. Okay, we're waiting for this thing to auto-update, and we'll get it going. So, by all means, send me all of your questions and comments. What are the roster rules this year? Do they need 7 Canadians that replace a Canadian starter with a backup? Yes, the CBA was modified. There were multiple changes from what was agreed to a couple of years ago, and it's kind of convoluted, but the roster rules are largely the same. Here's how it breaks down. 44 active plus 1 global. So 45 players will dress. There is a 12-man Calgary Stampeder practice roster. And then there's a 5-person, what they call CFL list. That's 5 additional players that are on the practice roster. And the rules with them, they are there for any team to take in the event of a COVID crisis. Let's say, just as an example, Edmonton loses 4 members of their starting defensive line because they're all in the same room and they all got COVID. Okay? No team is good enough to have 4 extra linemen, but they've got this pool out there of guys that they can draw from. Maybe there's one for Saskatchewan. Maybe there's some guy they remember from Ottawa. They can bring them in. They also are safe as far as the quarantine rules go. Okay? So those guys would be okay. They could come in and play right away. So that's the deal there. This is a 1-year only thing to come in and be able to play there. So that's the one thing. Then there's the inevitable players that are on the injured list, things like that. So they had to do a lot of modifying. The goal was to move to 2 global players this year. That's not going to happen. And, we'll just see what happens. But this is a one-off and a 1 year. All right, questions starting to go in. Send them to me. Love to hear from you. Let's get her going here and have a lot of fun. I love doing this. I love that we've got the opportunity. Happy that Thurman is on the team. You should be happy that he's on the team. He's just picked up where he left off. Sean Lemon, same thing. He looked very good today. Will he play on Saturday? I think there's a very good possibility. Sure, I don't think that's out of question at all. So we'll see. But I think there's a pretty good chance that he will. So we'll wait and see. But that was a late pickup, as far as grabbing him. Calvin McCarty, by the way, remains in quarantine. Again, some of these rules, I get a little confused with him too. He had to go into quarantine because he was not in the Elks bubble. He was in Edmonton, but he wasn't in the Elks bubble. So he has to come down and qualify in the Stamps. And anyway, it's confusing. He could play this weekend. He's in a position that's fairly plug and play. And for a 13-year guy, I mean, I think he's kind of seen it all. So, again, could he play this weekend? Yes. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Let's go. I thought Bain sounded like he was doing great from your report. He did, and he is. And it wouldn't shock me if he returns the opening kickoff or the opening punt on the weekend. Little guy, I mean, really little guy. I mentioned Speedy Banks a few minutes ago. Physically, a great resemblance. Same height, same width, same everything. In fact, when Bain, he said on his news conference today that once he realized he was coming to the CFL, he started to do some work and, looking at the league in more detail on YouTube and reading stuff. And one guy that he kind of glommed onto right away was Speedy Banks. So I'm not going to call him Speedy Banks yet, but I can call him a Speedy Banks look-alike. How does that sound? All right, so there you go. I was annoyed with the Stamps being 6th in the power ranking. So was I. But there are a lot of other polls that have them higher than that. It's right today, kind of up and down, back and forth. I don't know exactly what it is as far as all of that is concerned. 44 active and global, 20, I think it's 23 and 21. Okay, Americans, Canadians. I'll have to double check on that, though. Hi, Mark and gang. Hi, how is Iqaluit? I've never been there. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but good luck. Hope it's nice. Never seen it. I'm sure it's nice. So fire away with all of the questions and comments. We've got some of these things as well. Some questions. So much depends on Bo's health. 9-5 record. Bo today. I don't think there's any issues today with Bo's health. Okay. a little bit of shoulder tightness, a little bit of a groin tightness. He was fine today. Now, could he be hurt? Yeah, of course. But there is nothing today as this season starts that impacts anything to do with Bo, okay? He's fine. He's healthy. He's ready to go. Now, of course, stuff happens. I get it. Good to have you back. Good to be back. I don't know how many times in the last year plus. I don't know how many times in the last year plus drove by McMahon, and how frustrating was it, huh? Were you in the same boat? Were you in the same boat? Just, nah, I didn't like it at all. How you doing with all the crazy names on the team? I don't know. Just have to figure it out. Just get ready for Saturday. That's the way it is. We're doing a lot of work on it. But, yeah, there's different names, but there's going to be different and new names just to glom onto every single year. So no problem there. Word on traveling with the team. Yes, I'll be traveling with the team. So looking forward to that. And, we'll bring you all the games as we have since 1992, and we'll have to wait and see. Who starts at left guard? It would appear today that Justin Lawrence has earned that spot. The middle will be Canadians. Lawrence. Beside him, of course, Sean McEwen and Ryan Sevier to the right. So that's the Canadian in the middle. The one guy on the line that, we didn't actually pay a lot of attention to because, there's a lot of linemen, but Julian Good-Jones, a big earth mover type guy from Iowa, has got that spot right now, and Ucombre Williams at left tackle has the other. So that is the situation there. They've got a line that seems to have been set. And here's the thing that drives me crazy. The guy said, gentleman said a while ago, sixth. What people don't understand is the vast majority of the Stampeders starters have been under their tent. Now, there's 3 that aren't, but the vast majority have. So they're familiar with the Stampeder way. That's what the Stampeders do. They draft, sign, and develop better than anybody. And that's why they maintain a spot near the top of the league every single year. Release Sean Bain? No, he's looked like number 14 to me, so maybe you got it mixed up. There were several guys that were very similar, small guys, small receivers, but let me get out my magic chart here. And get them on the chart here, so just have to wait and see. Did I say Sean Bain? I meant Sean Riley. Wait, I got the 2 of them mixed up. Now you got me going here. Let me just double check on that. I got the 2 of them because they were almost identical. Equalawut. Did I say Sean Bain and Sean? Let me just get that out here. I got to learn these guys too. How come I mixed up those 2 guys? Anyway, Equalawut. Glad to hear that it's nice up there. And the 2 of them are going to be, good returners. They also had Malik Henry, a little returner. He was on there, and also Dan Williams doing some returning as well. So now you got me confused here. How did that happen? I thought I had this all organized that everything is concerned. Did I say Bank? Yeah, just a moment. He's on the practice roster. That's where I got confused. Wait a minute. No, Baines was let go. I got the 2 of them mixed up here. It's Riley. Anyway, we'll get to all of these guys in just a minute. Get it all. Sean Riley, I think I said. I got the 2 of them confused. You were right. I got the 2 of them mixed up somehow. Any deal for ESPN this year? Yes, there is. I don't know how I got Riley and Bain mixed up, but I have to write that down so I don't do it. 2 of the same guys. Makes for a much better broadcaster. Yes. 3 new starters. Yes. Right tackle, which is Julian Good-Jones. Middle linebacker, which is the new guy that they brought in, Darnell Sankey, and where's the other one? Defensive end, yes. Now, could that be Odom, who didn't practice today, the newcomer? Could it also be the other guy that they brought in, Sean Lemon? Yes, it could be him. So those are some of the guys that they brought in. They also had, let me just make sure I got everybody right here, Stefan Banks. He was the other guy that was playing. So some of those guys could be there very much. What do you think of the power rankings? Well, not much, but they're going to change. So wait and see. No, don't say sorry at all. It's me that mixed up. But they are 2 guys that are very much the same, and I'm just trying to learn them as well. Just a couple guys that I mix up on. So, those are the 3 new starters there. So when I say the Stampeders draft and develop better than anyone, 21 of their 24 presumptive starters that they'll have were with the team last year. Now, some were injured, I get it, and some of them are stepping up to new responsibilities. But most of them are guys that have been here. So that's why I don't get too worried about this. They got to come together, obviously. Any new faces on the defensive line? Yeah, I went through that. Banks, Sean Lemon, and also Odom, a big end. He didn't practice today. Those are three guys, though, to watch for as far as that are concerned. Power rankings, don't like them. Hard when it's on the spot. Well, if I'm going to make any mistakes, make them today. Like I say, I got the two of them that mixed up. Kamar Jordan, how does he look? Fine. No problems at all. Odom, Lemon, Banks. Yeah, those are the three guys that could be starting opposite Flo, who, by the way, looks tremendous. Flo Oramalad looks absolutely terrific. So his time off, way more than he expected, has paid off. He looks absolutely fantastic. How does Kamar Jordan look? Fine. No problems whatsoever. Kamar Jordan is just flying around the field with no issues whatsoever. So if you want to look at a guy that's fully recovered, I would put Kamar Jordan on that list there. So anyway, those are some of the questions you've sent. Fire away. I've got some time for some more here. Stampeders deep threat. Who would be the deep guy? Well, it might be one of the newcomers that can fly down the field. I don't want to discount Markeith Ambles can fly as well a bit. I think he could be that guy. Or Huff. He's more of an inside guy. But, those are some of the guys. Maybe Kamar can get loose as well, right? Maybe Kamar can get loose as well. We'll have to see about that. But anyway, oops, I clicked the wrong button. Let me get back to it in a second here. I was trying to make sure I had all the comments line up. Are they lining up? And they will in just a second here. Sorry about that. Who could be a breakout receiver this year? Where is this? There it is. Well, depends what you call breakout. Does it mean Huff has a full season? Ambles has a full season? They're able to put together big numbers? I guess that's the question I would ask. Are the two of them going to be big number guys? I don't know about that just yet. But, based on their half seasons last year, they were in pretty good shape there, weren't they? So that's where it is. Who's the player to watch? Good question. I guess, once you get beyond the quarterback, of course. How about Kadeem Carey, though? He looks like he's ready to go. Remember, the Stampeders were 9th in the league in rushing last year. That's last. So that's got to be better. So I would like to see him. I'd like to see mix in Ante Leader a little bit too. He looks a little thinner, a little slimmer as well. So I look forward to seeing him as well. So that would be very interesting as well. So those are, I guess you call it. I'm hoping Josh Huff. Sure, why not? So, those are some of the breakout players that I can see right there as far as everything is concerned. But, if guys get full seasons, see, a lot of guys had partial seasons in 19 because of the heavy toll in injury. So fire away. Give me your record you think the Stampeders are going to have. 9 wins, more than 9 wins. Let me know. It's obviously going to be interesting. I mentioned the return game. Sean Riley, little guy. Looks like Speedy Banks is 1. Malik Henry did some returning. He's a real slender little guy. Dan Williams is a guy that's very fast as well on the practice roster. Who would play off of that? I don't know. Can't wait to get back. It's going to be emotional, and I'm sure for a lot of players. Gentleman says 10-4. Let me ask you this. There's a soccer game tonight, then the Stamps game and the Elks game. Those will be the first big events in Alberta. Are you in any way worried about going into a stadium? I know in Manitoba you have to show proof of vaccination. I'm not. Mind you, I don't have to, weave through the concourse area in that. But I'm not worried about being in public settings. That's me. Obviously, everybody has their own situation. Just tell me what you think about that. Any thoughts on it? 9-5 for the Stamps. Do we have a better running offensive line? Well, I'd like to think so. I would like to think so. It was hard hit by injuries as well. Cambry Williams ended up juggling a couple positions there as well. Gentleman says, not at all. Let's go. Okay, fine. I think a lot of people are like that. The line offensively, though, it's a little on the young side, but the guys do have experience, and let's see where they go with it. But it's obviously a challenge. But I just hope there's stability. Wasn't much stability there last year, was there? A lot of guys were juggling all around. Getting our tailgate crew together. Can't wait to get back in McMahon. Okay, I think you speak for a lot of people. How is middlemost looking. He was a high draft choice from McMaster. Very good for a young guy. He's flying around the field with great authority, doing some special teams work. I think you'll see some of him for sure. So Tyson Middlemost are doing very well. They've also kept a bunch of linebackers to help out on special teams. Curtis Gray was a linebacker that was drafted. They kept him. Charlie Moore from the U of C, Elliott from UBC. These are guys to support on special teams. And turns out it was needed, some extra special team work. That was a real tough injury for Charlie Power. I just can't tell you how fluky it was. Just walking and all of a sudden he's down, right? That's it. I mean, I can't tell you how innocent everything looked, and here he is done for the year. Not worried about the public, afraid of an entry debacle for a couple of weeks. I don't know. Manitoba might change that. I don't know. I'm not going to follow. I have enough problem following what's going on here. Undefeated season. All right. Not scared, Mark, but I will wear a mask. That's fine. That's fair. That's entirely your call. If that's what makes you feel better, do it. But that's your choice. You have choice. There's not some mandate staring you in the face there. So you've got some questions on the roster here. Here's my training camp roster. See it there? Going through all of the different signings and players and scratches, and I think I got most of it in there. Just really quick to go through let me just turn the page over here. What they did today. We talked about the offensive line. Bo Levi Mitchell, quarterback. Kadeem Carey, of course. Had Huff Ambles as part of the receiving crew, along with Colton Hunchak. I should tell you, Sindani was excused from practice today, so it didn't work out. And they also had Hergy Mayala, who looks tremendous, and Kamar Jordan. So that's the situation there. Defensively, we've largely touched on the front four, where they're going to have Sean Lemon or somebody at one end, Flo at the other end, could be Stefan Banks as well. Inside, Derek Wiegand and Mike Rose. That's what's going on there. Let's get to the other part. The middle linebacker, Sankey, with Thurman and Wall. We're awaiting word in the secondary on Richard Leonard. He has an ankle injury. It is getting better. He's out of a boot. Is he going to be good enough to play on the weekend? I'm not sure. Mechie at safety, but Amos and a DJ Killings on the corner. That's a name. And also Raheem Wilson and Jonathan Moxey inside. That's what it looks like right now, but there are some changes that remain to be seen. So let me know your thoughts. Okay, will we be okay in the backup quarterback area? Don't know. I don't know right now. I like what I've seen from the Canadian O'Connor. Stands in there very confidently. They tell me he's a very sharp guy, so I believe it, but zero experience there. But mind you, let's remember, Nick Arbuckle, when he took over, had precious little experience as well. So I don't know. They're very high on Mayer. They said they're not surprised that Prukop got snapped up pretty quickly. He'll be a member of the Edmonton Elk. Consistency regarding attendance and regulations in Ontario and Quebec. Yes, that's kind of how the CFL is operating. They operate to the standards of the most regulated area. Right now, that's Ontario. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Just the way it is. Safety, I get it, but we also have to live our lives, so that's something else. In Toronto, no interest in seeing the Argos. Might drive to Hamilton to see the Stamps and the Ticats. Good. Hamilton's going to be very good, no question about that. Hergy Mayala could be a guy to watch. He showed flashes. Did he ever? His last 6 games of the year last year, fantastic. Great production there. So cool to have a Sankey back on the team. I have no clue if they're related. I don't think they are. I think most of you all remember Ben Sankey, guy that wouldn't go away. 2001, he was with the team. I think he started opening day that year and came back in 2007, 2008. Anyway, Big Ben was a big quarterback there. Was O'Connor that much better than Dakota? As I sit here, I saw some good things from all of them. Let me just tell you this about the quarterback spot, okay? Let me just tell you about the quarterback spot. Whatever they decided, it's right. Okay? Because you had Huffnagel, Dickinson, and Mueller going over the quarterback, tape and just what they saw and what they heard and what they felt. So I'm totally comfortable with what they did. So in answer to your question, was O'Connor that much better than Dakota? The answer is yes. And I'll just live with the answer because these are guys that would know. Is Dozier likely to start? Not as of this minute. He's a guy who was a free agent signing. He does not appear to be a member of the starting crew. I'm not saying he can't, but at this moment does not appear to be a member of the starting crew. So he was a guy, but Leonard is. Moxie's a guy that's really come in and make some tremendous imprints. This is awesome. Yes, it is. I enjoy talking about it, so glad you're here. Let me know just your thoughts. We talked about the Stampeders' record. We talked about Bo Levi Mitchell. How about Rennie Paredes? Here's something you better watch out for. He did not do much today. Okay, he did not do much today. Could he kick on Saturday? Yes, but I'm not going to guarantee it. So what they did today is they had Ronnie Pfeffer doing some of it, and the Australian Grant was doing some of the punting. So there's 3 guys for 2 positions. Now, I don't know how it's going to sort out. I don't know how it's going to sort out. Amazing for Rennie Paredes, he needs 4 field goals to become a member of the 400 field goal club. So today, I can't tell you how the kicking game is going to play out, but it's going to be 2 of them. You know, the Stampeders have these guys, 3 of them, for the 2 positions. I thought personally Pfeffer was doing a great job punting, but he may be called on to do place kicking and kickoffs. Excuse me, I'm not sure about all of that. Prukop was a shocker. I liked him so much that it makes me much more excited for how good Mayer must be too. Hopefully you never have to see him play. Yeah, I guess that's a good way of describing it. Because no, I was surprised with Prukop too, but sometimes you can sit and scratch your head. I'm not scratching my head on that one. That was the decision that was made. I believe our defense will surprise the league this year. Yeah, I kind of do too. Front 4 will be good. Linebackers and experience in the secondary. Mechie has taken a step forward, so we'll hear. Any idea if they'll be opening practices to the public soon? No, I don't believe they are. I think right now, anyway, it's going to be the first time you can go into the stadium. First time you go into the stadium is for the game on Saturday. That's it. I don't know all the reasons and rationale because other teams are, but that's where we are right now. Is Paredes hurt? Sort of. Okay. There's something up with him that he's going to have to, they're nursing something, and whether it makes a difference, I don't know just yet. We'll have to wait and see. Are the punters bombers like Dale or more about placement? Well, all I can tell you is I put that exact question to Pfeffer. He said he's been working on the placement angle. He understands it. He knows it's a priority. He loves special teams coach Mark Killam. So they've been working on it there. So, we'll have to wait and see. Because clearly, look, we've been spoiled, right? We've been spoiled for a decade. The kind of punting and great placement punting that we've had. So these guys, whomever the punter is, and I don't know again who it's going to be on the weekend, got some big, big shoes to fill. Sorry I missed it, but how's Berglund? They are very happy with Isaac Adeyemi Berglund, the first round from the 2020 draft on the defensive end. He'll play. You'll see him. He'll be in the rotation as far as I can tell. So they are very happy with him, and he's come right in and done exactly what they expected him to do. So, yeah, good choice there. And, after a year plus off, he's making it happen. Also, with the retirement, the Stampeders hold the playing rights to Trevel Pinto, who retired. This is where it gets a little delicate. Has he filed retirement papers? If he did, then it gets convoluted, and he wants to come back within a year. He has to be put on waivers so every team except the Stamps can claim him. So I don't know if he's filed the papers or not. I really don't know as of this minute. But he is retired. He's got his personal circumstances to deal with. I have no idea how that is going to go. But because he was a signed player, he was signed. So, there's a lot of questions that come out of that. Who knew what, where, and when? I just don't know. It's just something we'll have to wait and see. Will he ever play here? I don't know. Let's remember there is an alleged victim here too. We just can't lose sight of that. But I don't want to get too deep into it because right now it's a legal matter and we don't have access to much except he's been charged. And that's about all we know. Biggest strength, biggest weakness. Well, biggest strength remains under center, the quarterback, who has one of the greatest winning percentages in the history of the league and is a consistent, proven winner. So he is one of the big strengths. Weaknesses? Well, I would say unfamiliarity with the return game. Okay, Terry Williams did it for all those years. We've had a series of good returners. Terry now is an Elk. So we've had a lot of these guys. So that, I guess, would say it'd be the one because we just don't know at this time what they've got. How's the White Horse looking this year? I guess good. Branching across the league, do you believe there's any way that Toronto's under the salary cap? Gee, what would give you that impression that they aren't? Do I wonder? Of course I do. Of course I do. How do you sign all these guys? Lots of them. Big names. Big resumes. But, I guess I'm just going to have to assume that until the CFL tells us they're compliant. But do I wonder? Of course I do. We'll see. But it was a lot. And another gentleman said not a chance. I'm probably closer to that camp than anything. But, I just look at like Charleston Hughes. He's a Hall of Famer. He's there. I know they're not paying as much to the quarterback, but I get it. There's a lot of different things that Toronto's done. They're not all-stars. They have tried to build within the draft. I get it, but Enoch Mwamba is good, folks. He's really good. I like him at linebacker. Cam Judge bolted from Saskatchewan. Really? Because? I don't think so. Eric Rogers, just so many. No, so I'm going to wait and see. Toronto's not under the salary cap. They signed everyone, and the agreement is that everyone's at the salary floor. Again. Bring the auditor in. Just take a look. We'll see. I can't say one way or the other, but am I skeptical? Do I wonder? For sure I do. I mean, absolutely I do. So we'll see. We'll see. A lot of big, high-profile names that they pounced on, and we'll just see if they are. But you know what? The one thing about Toronto, well, they signed all these guys. Are they going to be able to pull it together? I don't know. Need to have stronger penalties for teams that go over the cap. I would agree. Take draft choices. There is a monetary fine. So, yeah, I would look at it. But, until the CFL tells us they're over the cap, they're compliant. So we'll just see. But we'll see. We'll just wait and see. Toronto did spend lavishly. We got a couple of other minutes here before we go. Really appreciate all of this. And want to remind you, all of the games are going to be on CHQR. 90-minute pregame show, then the kickoff and the game, and then the post-game show. So really no other place to go to hear all of your Stampeder updates and everything that is going on. So those are some of the things that are happening with the Stampeders as 2021 approaches. Toronto will be crying for revenue sharing after overspending to make the team. Forget about Toronto's revenue sharing. They can pay Kyle Lowry $30 million a year. I think they can handle the Argos salary requests, okay? And I know that they don't draw. I know they got a revenue problem. I get all of that. Come on, MLSE. And the other day I saw it too. MLSE was saying, well, we've got to find places for our players. Can you help us out? Yeah, I can help you out. Downtown Toronto. How many condos do you own down there? I didn't quite understand that. I mean, they could have put these players in condos. I don't know. Anyway, it's another story. Pardon me. Never mind the players. The accountants are key in sports these days. Well, you're probably right about that. So, anyway, that's where it goes. But Toronto, you said it, Mark. I said it. Yeah, MLSE, come on. By the way, just one last thing. There are two things. This will be the last time I hope I ever have to utter these words when it comes to the CFL, okay? I never want to utter the words, Johnny, waste of my time, Manziel. I do see on some of these social media feeds that people talk about the fact they went and got a haircut. I don't care. I really don't. I don't want to see, and I know MLSE was involved in it, a single word about the XFL. The XFL is a bunch of helmets in a warehouse. It's a piece of paper from a judge, and that's it. It's nothing. The XFL needs the CFL far more than the other way around. Okay, got it? Pick the Stamps' next star. Oh, wow. That's a good one. Could it be the middle linebacker? I guess I would define who you're looking at. Is it, among the first-year players? Could it be Isaac Ademi Berglund? I don't know. Maybe it is. Could it be somebody in the secondary? Just not sure. We'll see. That's an interesting one. What do you think about the Foothills Park improvement suggestions? Well, I like them. because it'll give some dollars to badly needed McMahon Stadium. But the whole thing just drives me crazy, and I'll tell you why. How many decades have we been talking about this great field house? It goes on and on and on and on and on. So I'm highly skeptical until I see some shovels in the ground. Do I like it? Yes. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. Again, I'm a track parent. I got to tell you, I got tired of going to Edmonton for provincial championships for facilities. Of course they should have provincial championships in Edmonton, just not all of them. First or second year player breakthrough. I pick Flow. I guess if you use those metrics, yeah, that'd be a very good choice. Actually, I guess I wasn't quite sure what the metrics you were going to use. So, anyway, not a fan. Good. Agree on those 2 points. Enough already. Kadeem Carey, very good choice. You know, he had 422 yards last year, but a broken arm. So let's get him back on the field there and see what happens. But I think there's going to be some good things. So here's the story. The Stampeders, they have a brutal schedule to start. I mean, they've been waiting almost 2 years to play. Well, now they're going to be looking for a break. 7th against Toronto. These are all home games. 12th, a short week Thursday night against BC. And the 20th against Montreal. So 3 games in 13 days. That is going to be tough. Stamps ownership won't push for a new stadium until the new rink is built. Lucky to get one in 10 years. We'll have maybe a separate conversation on that because that story is endless. But you're right. I think you're right. Any chance we bring Kasher back? Well, no. To me, not that he wouldn't have done the job, but as soon as they signed Lemon, I think that precluded Kasher coming back. Although, you know, I like him. He'd have been welcome here as well. Hergy, yeah, I can't argue. Those are all tremendous choices. So anyway, the Stampeders in Toronto, 3:30 our pregame show, 5 o'clock kickoff. That will be on Saturday, August the 7th. We're back. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad to be able to do this. I'm glad to be able to turn into McMahon Stadium and get in the stadium for a bit. Keep reading our posts right here on Facebook Live. We'll try to keep you up to date. My Twitter account, you can see it below, Mark on Football. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Also, please subscribe to Mark Stevens, Sports Broadcaster on YouTube. Mark Stevens, it's right on YouTube, and you can subscribe to that, and I'll be sending out some good information you can't get anywhere else. So thank you very much for joining us. The season begins. Now I've got all my names straightened out, and I want to thank you for joining us and taking some time. Take care.
There, and then just go to OBS and then hit end.
Says disconnected. Oh.
I guess that you were disconnected from Facebook at the end there because you had stopped streaming. Oh, okay, yeah, that's exactly what it did.
Okay, can I reload this, or is it saved?
Well, it'll be on Facebook.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Oh, you hit recording as well?
Stop recording?
Yes. Actually, it's still on. End all streams recordings. Hit yes on that window.